Right. I'm live, but I'm also kind of trying to figure out. I'm just loading up some stuff. 1 second, guys. Only when I'm talking on a live stream do I get this yawny. Where's the deal? Okay, and do the regular disconnect keyboard, because I do not need to connect to the keyboard. I feel a little bit hungover. I don't understand what's wrong with me today. Who knows? Right. So my few white hairs in my beard are really obvious when they're that long. That is weird. Anyway. So I don't know what I'm doing. I am going to activate the voice channel for Discord. Because I love craziness. I love craziness. So yeah, if you want to actually talk to me, then you can do so on Discord. It's just so that I don't have to keep looking over. All the time, although I'm going to get a bunch of irritating. Okay, that's weird. So on my mixer, I've got Discord, and then I've got Art Stuff Discord, which is the current window that's open on Discord. So do I mute both of them? I guess we're going to find out. Right. So after the craziness that happened yesterday, I've decided that I'm going to continue to do the colouring in for the King picture, the Cinderella King picture, and I'm going to bring it up now. And as you can see, I've basically done all the line art. I was going to do the line art on stream, but essentially I did I wanted to do all the line art before I went to bed last night / this morning. So I ended up doing that, and then I was like, I've got another hour break or so I might as well just quickly do some colouring in. So I did all of the not challenging colouring in, and then essentially I started doing some of the shading while I was colouring in, which was actually a lot helpful. It was very, very helpful. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and it looks good so far. I think I can't complain too much. I can complain, but I'm not going to complain for all of this time. Oh, God, excuse me. I don't know if my cold is worse or what's going on, but I've been sneezing a lot more today. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyway, we're just going to get on with it. So here we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm in frame. Everything's good. Good. Right, so what color have I got? I've got this grey color that I'm doing right now. And I think that's for the... What is that color? That's weird. I think that's the pants color. I think I did the pants last. The last thing I did was the pants. So I'm essentially going to just do his shoes. And I would need the color reference I normally have. But I basically... I haven't loaded that in yet. And I'm a bit lazy right now, so I'm just going to go over to the color wheel, select the color for the shoes, and then I'm going to just pick a slightly brighter version of that color and then do that to color in the shoes. Yeah. Hey, Tom's going to hug so many snuggles. Oh god, he looks awesome. He's so cute. Thank you. I'm glad you like him. I don't really think I got the slouchy position right on the chair. Oh yeah, I did the line art for the chair. I was like, why is the chair still there? I just wanted to show him slouching. By the way, that looks weird. I don't know what it is, but without the background lines, there's something missing from this picture. And I think it might actually be his extra cheek. His extra, more cheek than he's supposed to have. But I don't know. I think it looks okay. We'll find out. You think I nailed it? Like I said, there's something off. There is something off. I just can't figure out what it is. What if we get rid of all the lines? Just have the color. It looks freaky. Anyway, yeah, so this is all of the colors are in here now, so that's good. Right, and we're on layer 4, and we are doing the coloring in for the shoes. So yeah, sorry that I did this all off camera, but essentially I had some free time before I went to bed, so I decided to just give it a shot, just give it a whack, and I only spent like half an hour and to do a lot of the coloring. And when I said I was only going to spend half an hour just doing the base colors. But while I was doing the base colors, I realized that it would be a lot easier and quicker if I did the base colors and the shading at the same time. But it means that I spent another 20 minutes on it, and well, I basically nearly finished it. So I felt a bit guilty about that, but yeah, whatever. I nearly threw my drawing pad on the floor. I don't know how much commentary I'm going to be doing today while I'll be doing this, because I've got a headache for some reason. And I'm thinking about going in and getting aspirin or something. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm doing the shoes, so I'm going to zoom in on the shoes all the way in. And yeah, just straight up filler color the shoes. I think this color is a bit too bright, to be honest. But actually, I kind of like it. It's weird. Isn't that weird? See how on the line work I've actually done it looks a bit more janky for some reason. I have no idea what the deal is with that. for some reason I could not get my pen to do a straight line. Yeah, using the bucket tool a lot more as well made this go incredibly fast. When I was doing the colouring in last night, I just used the bucket tool a lot, and it made it go super speedy. So yeah. So I'm doing something different next after I finish doing the colouring for this, and that is I was going to give you a choice. By you, Jeff, I mean just anybody that was watching. I was going to give you a choice of if I should do another furry picture or if I should continue doing the Disney dads. But I basically had already started, as I was thinking of this idea, I've already started researching what Disney dad I'm going to do next. And there's not going to be any secrecy. Nobody ever played that game of like guessing the Disney dad thing, so I'm just going to tell you outright. Peter Pan. There's a Disney dad in Peter Pan. Oh right, yeah, Phil. Duh. Yeah. Big. And I'm keeping that little line because it's a nice reflective shoe, kind of like shiny shoe mark, you know. Okay, so now the big guns. The big guns? No, the big target, the throne. Okay, now the throne is a bit complicated, as you can see, because I wanted to be really experimental and try a couple of things to do on the throne. But I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I have no idea if this is going to work. For example, all of these lines here that I've made, all of the shading lines that I've made, like I like the idea of the shading lines, but the problem is that they are on the opposite side of where the lighting is for the rest of the shading on him. Not only that, I wanted to try to use the brush, and I didn't want to mess up all of the other coloration I've already done. And the brush is it's very, very heavy, you know. It's kind of a little bit, how do I put it? It's kind of a bit, well, it's very heavy. it's a big tool, you know. It's the whole thing is that when you use the brush, I'll demonstrate. So use the brush, and you have to push hard to get the right color in. And this brush is quite large. So it affects all of the circle, and I'm not used to that. I'm going to have to try to get used to that. But the thing is that when you use the brush, you also overwrite what you did with the brush before. So it makes every single brush stroke a little bit different depending on how you use it. You see, it's very, very complicated. Oops. Did I just undo the fill? Yeah, I did. But there's a redo button. There we go. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do the brush strokes for the throne and stuff and keep it okay, but we're going to attempt. We're going to at least attempt. Right. So, first color I'm going to do is the throne color, and we've got this color, but I want to make it just a little bit lighter. Where is it? There it is. It's up here. I want to make it more blue. It's a bit more. It's a bit too purple for me. And there's just a tiny adjustment I can make. Actually, no. Actually, no. That's probably going to be fine. And I know I've got it. I'm on brush. I'm not on pencil. And it's on 20. Okay, so I'm going to start from the top and make my way up. Let's zoom in a little bit, just so I know that I'm not going to make a huge whoopsie. Oh yeah, I added the fur on the chest, but I didn't make it white. I just used the outline color that his hair has to do that, instead of actually making it the, you know, the other color. You know what I mean? So, who from Peter Pan do you think I'm going to draw, Jeff? I nearly scared myself then, because I was like, oh my god, what layer am I on? But I'm on the right layer. Yeah. Who from Japan do you think I'm gonna objectify? I don't know. I'm so sorry, Tubbs. I'm blank always, but I'm always excited to see him when you draw him. You don't know who it is yet. You have no clue who it is yet. Well, think of all the human characters in Peter Pan. Can you think of any bears? Any beary kind of guys that stick out to you at all? I got a little bit distracted because I was going to do somebody from Alice in Wonderland, because I was pretty sure that there was human characters, at least at the end. Either at the beginning or the end, you know, there's some ordinary human characters in them, and there aren't. There are no human characters at all in Alice in Wonderland. But yeah, I also got distracted watching the walrus scene, because I absolutely love the character of the walrus. You know, the walrus and the oysters. I love the character of the walrus. I don't know. It's a weakness of mine, I guess. But that's definitely a thing that spurred me on to at least thinking of the furry community, you know. My nose is sounding a little stuffed. Yeah, I've got a cold still, and I've got a headache, and I'm just a bit today, you know, which is just typical because it's the day before I'm leaving. I'm going to use the fill tool. I'm actually going to use the fill tool for this because this is a pain in the butt in the first place. There's so many lines that I've got to see if I can trace around. Oh god. Erase. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a cold for a little while, but it's always been just a little cold. You know, I just felt a bit crappy. But I've been feeling crappy emotionally for a long time now, so I've just kind of like not cared about the physical crappiness, but for some reason, just recently, the physical crappiness has been like, I'm here too. And I'm like, oh no. I did it again. So if my head disappears off of the frame of the camera, it's only a tiny head, but it's just, I'm like, I've got to lean in. I tried to wear my glasses. That's what probably gave me the headache. Looking at this and wearing my glasses at the same time was probably a bad choice. So I say, what's this line? But I know what this line is. Okay, now let's see if the fill tool will actually do this. Oh, look at that. And there's a couple of white spots, but this is supposed to be some kind of metal. So yeah. I guess that's right. You and Damon are leaving tomorrow. I hope you start to feel better soon. I hope I do too, but I've been hoping to feel better for a long time, and it's not here, so, you know, whatever. Hi, Panda Fox. So I realized my brain was just like, say something. Anything. It reminded me of that scene from American Dad, you know, when Francine is just like, she's standing there and she's like, and she's been discovered to be eavesdropping. So she's like, you know, her inner monologue is like, oh no, it's been a while since you've said anything. Quick, say something, say anything. And she basically just like puts her hands up and claps. And then her brain is like, those weren't words. She just says, Clapping. Oh, I shouldn't giggle. Oh. Brain pain. Brain pain. Bad. Bad brain pain. Yeah. So yeah, I was looking at the screen. I was looking at my monitor and being all like stupid. I'm gonna just try something, just real experimental. I wonder if the bucket tool will do this. It did. That's so cool. Okay. And then the last leg, which kind of looks like a little bit of a penis, but doesn't anymore because now you can tell it's this color, which means it's throne, not penis. Isn't it? Those weren't words. Clapping. Right. I think all of the blue for the throne is completed. So I just got to do the purpley bit, the purpley ready bit. Where's my color bucket? There it is. There's my color reference. So that's the background, and that's all of the highlights. So yoink. Get the base color first. I've also got a gap here, and I'm also going to color that in the red color. It kind of looks like his skin tone almost, doesn't it? So I'm not gonna shade that when I get to doing the shading. So it looks like it could be his skin tone. And let that be up to your interpretation. What do you think that color is? Well, it's a bit red, you know, it's a bit pinky red, isn't it? Is this pink? Who cares? Bucket. I love that. I love doing that. See, this is why it was so quick last night when I accidentally did this off camera. Like most of this was off camera. Does the bucket work for bits off the screen? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. That's pink. Oh, whatever. Okay, then. As long as the colors match, you guys tell me if the colors don't match. Now it's going to look like I'm covering this up, but as we've found out before, I am not. It looks like it's going to look like I'm covering up these lines and stuff, and I'm just going to move the layers around. Wait a minute. God damn it. I don't have to do all of this because I've done the other side. Yeah. Stupid. Okay, yeah, I think that is pink. I know you just said it's pink, but tell me if the colors don't match. Do these colors match down here? Do these colors? That is definitely a darker version of that, right? I mean, it was on the same color wheel. Right. Right. Okay, so tricky moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do the elaborateness of the markings on the chair. I'm not going to do them super crazy elaborate. I'm going to just I'm going to move the layers around because on layer 3 was it? There you go. See, I can see all the layers again because I just moved the layers around. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the brush, and it's on big, it's huge, and I want it to be not huge, a bit smaller than that. That's about right. And what I'm going to do with the brush is I'm just going to go over these lines, but first I'm going to do the shading, and as you can see over here, there's lots of shading. These lines, these lines on the edge usually mean that I've got to shade at least up to those lines. So that's what I'm going to do with the pencil, so I don't need the brush just yet. Just going to do it with a pencil. Actually, no, I should do it with the brush first, because the brush, like I said, overwrites the pencil. So as long as you think it matches, I'm going to be okay with that. It almost looks like antlers. I've just done that the wrong way round. Do you know how I'm going to fix that? I'm going to do the same on the other side. Again, it's not really huge detail. I just wanted to make this look like almost wings, because they clearly match up with like what was supposed to be kind of like a dove or swan or something. On the actual thing. Plus I'm going to do like extra lines in between it just to make it a less empty space. And these roses, try not to draw over his mustache, but I don't think I can do that because the layer lines are different, so it shouldn't affect it super much. I've been thinking about basically doing it in a different layers and stuff, but wait a minute. Is the brush taking color from the other layer? Oh my god, I'm drawing this all on layer 3. I did it all on the wrong layer. Be calm. Yeah, if I get rid of layer 3, it all goes away. That's fine. I'm going to be quiet for just a bit because this is art hard mode. Don't mean to toot my own horn here, but this requires an incredible amount of mental discipline, which I kind of have. I'm trying to recreate everything I did without being able to actually see it on the other layer. Okay. And calm. Right, sorry about that, guys. Hi, Itchy, and hi, Preston. So I was just trying not to rage quit because did I just accidentally paint? Oh, no, I didn't. That's good. It's a little bit of empty space here. Yeah, I thought I painted on his face just then by accident. Yeah, I had accidentally drew all of that stuff that I did before on this layer, which was a mistake. I only realized that I made a mistake by noticing that the paint was, the brush tool was merging this kind of blue color into the red color. So it was making it slightly purple, which is not what I wanted to do. So, yeah. But now I'm on the right layer I'm supposed to be on, and I can get on with the actual shading. And so I want to do shading lines around the throne. Well, that went wrong. Okay, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to get the pencil back. That's okay. I avoided having a teensy bit of a mental breakdown, and essentially I now got a bigger one. So I noticed that a bunch of people came in and then they left again. So I guess Itchy's not here, and Preston says that he's back, but I haven't heard anything from Jeffrey either. So, yeah. But let's have a look at how this is looking. I know that was a weird sentence. I'm happy with that. We've got that kind of like the lighting effect of it being slightly in depth. So I'm happy with that. Okay, and now the cushion. The cushion, and I do think there's more. Yeah, there's just some fancy lines on the cushion. So I'm going to hit the brush, and I am on the right layer this time. Can or may I please see the whole painting picture? In a bit, after I finish doing this. Because after this, I want to do the background. I'm going to make the brush a little bit teenier. Let's go for a 14 brush. I'm not kidding, the actual throne design looks like this. It's not just me, it actually looks like this. Right, it's kind of around here that's the shading. Is there any shading on the other arm? Oh my god, I haven't even painted the other arm. I haven't done the line work for it. Son of a bitch. Alright. I'm on it. Actually, I'm going to the line work layer, pen, and I need the outline color. I mean, seriously, I did say that. Oh, I have a headache, and this is going to be a pain. I just didn't expect it to be this much of a pain. Become smooth, lines. Become smooth. There we go. That's a bit smooth, right? And I've got to actually paint it because I didn't paint it. God damn you. Not you guys. The painting. Dark Elf looking fantastic, very good detail. Thank you. But it's not there yet. And this is tiny and I'm on the wrong layer. And now I'm using a brush and I should be using the not brush. Okay, and I need that blue back. I need that blue back. That blue back. There it is. Were you here? Were any of you here just now for my little kind of like accidental bullshit thing that happened just now? Were any of you around? Is that the right brush? Yeah. Wrong color, but right brush. Right. And I want to get the dark color again. Pink. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done with this picture. You missed it. What happened? I basically did everything on the wrong layer. I did a bunch of stuff on the wrong layer. So I did it on the coloring layer. I did it on the sketching layer, which is why the back of the throne looks a bit wonky right now, and I will show you that in a second. Also, I just realized we're using a really tiny pencil for this. I should be using the big pencil. Bigly big pencil. I'm going to switch that now, since I've got all of the background edges sorted. Right, now how does that look? Looks right. Still a bit on this edge. There we go. Yeah, okay, so what I up here, they thrown the throne backing. What actually happened was this. I painted on this layer instead of painting. I painted on the sketch layer instead of actually painting onto the actual layer. So it made it all purple, and that was bad. And I was pooping myself because that was bad. Also, I just drew on this bit. And I completely didn't do this side at all. Where's my layer? Pink. Right. So now I've got to go do the blue stuff. Now the blue detailing is very simple because in the actual animated thing, there were just lines. There was no actual shading involved. So yeah. So where I've got these lines here, I'm using the paintbrush, aren't I? I'm going to use the paintbrush, apparently. Just go over them. Because they are metal. At least I think they're supposed to be metal. It's kind of unclear in the animated thing. So the brush strokes will make it look super cute. I don't think there's any on that side. I think it's just the legs. Where's the... Yeah, it's just a little bit on the legs. And I've already done that one. Okay. So, who wanted to see the whole picture? There it is. And I'm going to get rid of this layer. And I think it looks pretty good. So me and Jeff basically had a conversation about who this character is and everything, but does anybody else know where this guy's from? Right, I'm gonna while you're guessing, while you're discussing, I'm going to create another layer. And this layer is on top of this layer. See? So if I just do this, then it's behind it. And it's layer 5. Okay, and what we're going to do, I wonder what happens if I just did, I need this back. I want, oh, his eyes go funny. That's weird. That's freaky. So this is the base of the background color that I'm choosing. Oh, that's on my screen. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's the basis of the background color that I'm choosing. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to change this color to basically create some kind of pillars, some kind of atmosphere behind him. For example, I want the brush, and I do want it to be slightly darker. So I get the deep purple. So I do want it to be slightly darker from this side onwards. So I'm going to get the bigly brush, the huge brush, and just kind of, I know it's going to go over his eye again. So let's make it very dark on this side. We are doing something different with the floor. And then I'm going to get a slightly lighter color and basically and a smaller brush. And we're going to make some pillars. And maybe even a different color for like just another kind of pillar of light or pillar dark in the background. Well, no, wait, Maleficent, Wall E, nope. Wait a minute, I've missed a bunch here. Cinderella? Yep, it's from Cinderella. So just looking at the dark eyes is just freaking me out. So I know I have to erase this every single time, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yep, Cinderella. But do you know like where, you know, specifically, or is it just a thing? Do I need to do any more detail for the background? I'm going to do like a mini candelabra kind of thing, or wall-mounted candle on the wall here. Just imply that there's one over here too. This distant pillar. Yeah, so that's all the background I want to do for this. I don't want to make it overly complicated and stuff. And then I've got like a dark, deep red, and I'm going to put that bigger brush. There we go. It's kind of going to be like on the floor. I can't really see all the floor, so I should do that. Just here. I'm okay with it being a little bit uneven. So, yeah. Blue from Popeye. Wait a minute. But yeah, exactly. You've got it right. You nailed it. He's from Cinderella. That's exactly who this is. So it's weird. Jeffrey had no idea. Jeffrey had no clue. There we go. I really wanted that deeper color to really come through, and I think I just nailed it. So there we go. And then I'm going to get the airbrush and a slightly, basically black color, big, and going to just do a bit of airbrushing just underneath him for just a deeper shadow effect. I don't want to make the background too dark because it will make the foreground just incredibly dark. And then I'm going to go on to another layer. I'm going to make it smooth, and I'm going to do like a light grey. And foreground. Well, no, just foreground colouring. I haven't read the chat because, like I said, brain pain, guys, brain pain. But no, Dark Elf was good at it. My cartoon crush Bluto from Popeye. I like early Bluto because he was more well-rounded physique, whereas later on they basically just made him very V-neck and the V shape kind of V-neck, the V-shape physique. He was more of a muscly pretty boy, and it's like, what? Why did you do that? He was like a barrel bear, kind of design and stuff. So from like just like in the cartoon, I'm basically gonna make it make the smoke kind of just like the smoke from the cartoon is very it's very stringy. They really just got the stringiness of it. They didn't really do like clouds or anything. So that's what I aimed for when I did it just like this just now. And I think that's all I need to do. I don't really think I need to add anything to it. So here it is. There's the full picture of this Disney dad, and this is the king from Cinderella, from the first Cinderella. So yeah. You work with disabled adults, so you see the movie at least 30 times. Yeah. Candles on the wall in the background. Well, yeah, they're just hints of the background, because it's not really, you don't really see much detail of the background of this particular throne area, because it's not really a throne room, it's a throne area, Right, I'm going to save. File, save. But I'm also going to save as. There we go. It's all done. So yeah. Candles on the wall in the background. I've already done that. I've already done it. So yeah. Anyway. Yes, indeed. I like the chubby one. Society. What? Seriously, Tubbs, you nailed the entire picture. It looks so good. Thank you, Jeff. I love it that you left the epaulets on as well. Well, I kind of wanted to like have him shirtless somehow because that that coat does nothing for him. Um, and plus I always imagined that he was like slightly hairier underneath. And there is a scene when he's jumping on the bed or something where you basically get to see a little bit up his top. So I do know that he isn't hairy all over, but I wanted to add some chest hair as well. And yeah, I had to the epaulets. Epaulets? Are they called epaulets or they're called something like longer? I'm pretty sure they're called something longer, but I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to keep something from that. Plus, his neck looks weird if there isn't anything around it, and the epaulets, the collar where they're attached to, is essentially kind of it does that. It holds that purpose. Otherwise, there'd be a weird gap just here that I wouldn't know what to do with. So yeah, I made him just a little bit pudgier because it's just easier. But he looks a lot pudgier in this picture, mainly because he's slouching, and the positioning of this leg doesn't make that clear, really. But I'm not fussed, to be honest. That leg is the only thing that's kind of like screwed up, in my opinion, about this. But yeah, it looks okay. But yeah, one of my favorites, the King from Cinderella, has always been one of my favorites. One of my random Disney crushes, and now here he is. So there you go. Right, guys, I was going to do a sketchy session on another character, so I don't think that's it either. I don't know what it's called. I have no idea what it's called. Anyway, this will be up on my Discord, and eventually it'll be up on DeviantArt and for Affinity and all that stuff. But yeah, so I was going to do a different project because I've got a little bit of extra time, and that would be the sketching for another picture. But I spent a long time doing this. I wasn't expecting to spend a huge amount of time doing this, but I ended up spending a lot of time doing this. It's the headache. I'm pretty sure it's the brain pain. So yeah, I don't know. Should I continue? Are you guys sticking around? What's going on? If I do continue, the next thing I'm going to draw, I was going to give you guys a option of basically me drawing either something furry or continuing on with the Disney dads. And I have found a good Disney dad, and it's in the next movie that they made. The next movie that wasn't Alice in Wonderland, because I did watch Alice in Wonderland to try to find any human male in there, and there are none besides Tweedledum and Tweedledee. And essentially, they aren't that attractive to me. I wouldn't consider them to be bears. And the walrus, by the way, I know I've already said this to you, Jeff. The walrus, by the way, I ended up watching the walrus scene a couple of times because, my God, I just love that character. It's just that all of my friends that I've had in the bear community, there's always something about the walrus character in all of my friends that I've ever had in the bear community. It's weird. It's weird. And a lot of the furry community as well. You love the walrus too, yeah. Just yeah, it's like it's very strange on his character as well, because like spoilers for this movie that's been out since the 50s. Spoilers: the walrus is a he tricks the guy that he's with into missing out on dinner and eating a bunch of oysters without this guy. And he's very clever in the way that he does everything up until that point. Up until you think he'd be a little bit smarter to basically not let him know that he ate all the oysters himself and didn't share any with his friend, but he doesn't. And then he gets all nervous and stuff afterwards, and it's like that's the only time you ever see him to be nervous in this whole narrative. And it's like, what the fuck? It just seems a bit out of character, Plus, I don't like that they made him a bum, but then again, whatever. Yeah, so I looked for a human male character in that, couldn't find any, and that's fine, except for the Mad Hatter. But then again, the Mad Hatter is also not a berry character. So yeah. So the movie after that, is Peter Pan, and I did actually find a bearish character in Peter Pan. Can anybody remember who in Peter Pan is a bearish character? Like who has berry characteristics? You have to remember that basically I was commissioned to do this series a while ago, and I did it in sketch form on analog, on analog, on paper. This is the first Disney dads that are back and stuff, and they're no longer paying me to do these anymore, so I'm kind of just continuing on the series just for something to do, essentially. Plus, I didn't finish all of the Disney dads, and I told myself that I was going to do all of the Disney dads as long as he was paying me, but since nobody else is paying me, I might as well do this anyway. So yeah, that's why the Disney dads is a thing. That's why it's a thing that I'm actually continuing to do. So yeah. Plus, it's good practice. So yeah, does anybody know of a humanoid? I can only think of Mr. Smee, Captain Hook's companion. You see, I was expecting people to basically go to Mr. Smee right away, but he's not really a bearish character. He's definitely a cubbish character. If we're going to go with anthropomorphic designs, he's definitely he's got more of a cubbish nature to him. And if we're going to go into the whole classification in the bear community, in the gay male hairy community, then I would also classify him as definitely he's definitely the more submissive kind of. He's a bottom. He's more of a cubby guy, an older cubby guy. But yeah. But no, we're the whole point of the Disney dads is that they're dads, So it's got to be a very dominant, kind of like, very alpha personality kind of thing, much like the king here. So yeah. So it's not Mr. Smee. So yeah. Not him. Captain Hook doesn't really pull it off. He's very, very frilly and fancy. I don't know. He's a polar cub. Exactly. He's more of a he's a polar bear cub. If that makes sense. They exist. I see a bunch of them in Vegas all the time. And there's nothing wrong with them. Some of them are very nice Santa bears. I love Santa bears. But then again, you know me. So yeah. he has a nice belly, and his shirt lifts up a lot, like all my shirts do. Yeah, it's, you know, he's definitely a cute character. Mr. Smee is definitely a cute character, and I think that when they did Hook, Bob Hoskins nailed that character while adding a lot to that character as well. But then again, I've always been a fan of Bob Hoskins, not in everything he's ever done, but in a lot of the stuff that he's ever done. There's a movie called Unleashed that starred Jet Li, and I fucking hated his character in that. Just everything about that character in that movie I did not like at all, you know, including his appearance. So yeah, Hook. What did I say? Oh, you said Captain Cook, right? Captain Cook is as a dandy with PTSD. Yeah, I kind of like it though. It's a fun. It's definitely a fun character. But yeah, I did also think that the nah, that's not what I was thinking of. Different movie. Never mind. Oh dear. I really wanted the there was a scene from Hook that was like a deleted scene or something to do with the Indian tribe, but they got rid of it because of it wasn't PC at all in Hook, and I just felt that was hilarious, to be honest, because I always wondered about all of the other things when I watched Hook when I was a kid. When I watched Hook, I always wondered about all of Neverland, you know, all of the stuff that we saw in the Disney movie. I kind of wanted to see again in Hook, and they almost got everything except for the Indian tribe. You know, I don't understand why, but apparently it's a deleted scene that they're never gonna release because apparently it's very 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 not PC. So I get it. It was, when was that? Was it the early 90s? I swear it was like the early 90s that Hook was released, and that wasn't that like the start of the mega PC culture kind of thing. I'm pretty sure it was. Who's sticking with me, because I've just noticed the watch count or the view count has just gone down to 1. So yeah, is that just me? Think about all of the male characters, all of the full-grown adult male characters in Peter Pan. I've forgotten the name of the fucking movie just for a second. Then E, what? Oh, you're the one that's watching, right? You don't even have to get that far into the movie to figure out who I'm talking about. There is one. I probably just ruined it. I'm good. I realized that I could be doing something whilst you guys are thinking. And that is actually sketching this out, because you guys can't see my screen, can you? Does that change its? been a while since I've seen it, and it was quite. Okay. I'll just keep. I'll draw it. I'll start drawing it and start sketching it out anyway, and then you guys can try and figure it out. I've got to get a good. I've got some reference pictures loaded up, and this is what I mean. I'm screen sharing, but I'm only screen sharing the white canvas at the moment. I'm not screen sharing the entire thing. But it's really hard to actually get a good picture of him. The guy I'm thinking of. I do love suspense. No, a Lost Boy or shit. No. I would not draw. I'm not including children in any of my drawings because a lot of my drawings are very adult based, and I would think that would be kind of, yeah, iffy. They've got 4 fingers. When did the drawing convention of basically cartoons only having 3 fingers happen? I've just noticed they've got 4 fingers. What's the deal? Parallel universe. Yeah, they've all got 4 fingers. Weird. Not sure. The Simpsons also have 4 fingers. Well, like us, right? I thought that there was like a weird convention that says that all characters have to have. Oh wow. Sorry, it's just that the pose that I was going to have this character in, they do it. I would just be straight up copying this pose, this exact picture, if I was to draw this, and it's kind of ruined it for me. God damn it. Okay, this might be a bit of a risque picture to actually draw, so I don't know if I should actually do it now. I don't know if I'm trying not to chick it out, but oh dear. Right. Okay. I am going to start drawing. You guys still haven't guessed, or are just not guessing. That's too small. How does that look on the stream? His chin is massive. This character's chin is massive. Okay. Oh, it fills the screen a little bit better. I like that. Okay. I'm going to start from here and zoom in a little bit. I could just straight up trace this, but I don't want to do that. Are you sure about that? The only dad that appears in Peter Pan is Wendy's father. Right, well, I'm not going to confirm or deny what I'm drawing. And would you say that the father is a bearish character? Again, I'm not confirming or denying. That's what I'm drawing. Again, the picture that I've got, he's kind of snarling, but I don't want him to be snarling. I want him to be grunting. Yes, that's the word. The word is grunting. Well, he lacks a beard, but sports a big stash. You don't have to. Well, as we just saw with the king, you don't to be a Disney dad. You don't have to have a big moustache. I mean, a big beard. But facial hair helps. Facial hair helps. I mean, speaking of facial hair, I have a perma scale myself. Folks think I'm a meanie. No, I've got a good daddy brow that I pull out when I need to. Plus, well, some guys are into that. Some cute Kirby boys and oh damn it, I shouldn't say stuff like that. I'm into that. Okay, so the expression that I've got on his face at the moment, his eyes are open. So yeah. What is his cheek comes out quite a lot. There's some weird things going on in the corner of his mouth. But yeah, I want to work on the hairline a bit more. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, some of my pups and subs. Again, I don't like calling them boys. I've been very, very, very into the daddy brow. What they call the daddy brow. And it's more of a very spontaneous thing. It kind of just happens. You know. So yeah, I don't really have a scowl, but I do have a daddy brow. His ear is massive. Um, have you seen the? I haven't. The cold Tyrion race from World of Warcraft. I don't know if you ever played that. They are big old bears. No, I've heard good things about World of Warcraft, but they're not free. I don't have money, so I can't. Yeah. I'll take adopt. Uh, I'll take adopt your terms, Daddy Brow. Sounds more endearing than perma scale. Sorry, my reading is off today. It's just not in my head. Reading stuff, it's just not in my head. It hasn't been for a couple of days now. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping I haven't got like a stroke or something. Okay, there's a bit of hair that comes right out of his head. I don't like it so much. He's got slightly poofy hair. Poofy hair. So you figured out. Let's see. I think you have. But I kind of want you to say it. It's like, oh, that's definitely so and so. You know. I think I'm going to cover up the hair. I think I'm going to have him hit with his hat, because he may or may not be wearing a hat in the thing that he's in. I've already given it away, so what's the point? The daddy brow. Yeah, so you like the term daddy brow. Yeah, it's my daddy brow, as they call it. It's kind of a cross between my orgasm face and kind of like a... Where's this end? Yes, it's kind of a cross between my orgasm face and my super concentrate. I thought I was doing it just now, to be honest. Yeah, my orgasm face and my concentrating face. By the way, if you want to figure out what your orgasm face is, then and you can't just pull it just out of out of thin air, then all you got to do is wait until you're constipated, and then at the moment of release of your poop, when you're on the toilet, take your camera, take a picture. That's your orgasm face. At least for most males, that's your orgasm face, because you use the exact muscles that you're using to basically brace yourself for a big poopy that you normally use when you full on ejaculate. See what I mean about this chin? It's massive. This chin is massive. But he does have a big jowl. And as somebody who's also got a big jowl, I can respect the jowl. Unless you're George Lucas, because that thing is crazy huge. Like, what is the deal with that? But yeah, that's his full-on face. That's his full-on face. Actually, yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. That's his full-on face. Only in the picture that I've got, literally the only difference is his eyes are open. So yeah. I can view them on Google. Okay. Yeah, that's like I said. The only thing I don't like about World of Warcraft is the fact that it's not free, and they could easily have it set up as free now, because there's so many free to play MMOs. But yeah. I was going to say I've seen my own face when I've chatted on Skype with other bears. Yeah, I don't do that. If I'm having sex with somebody, I want to be at least in the same room as them. I will say that I have done that, but I've only done it very briefly. So yeah. So yeah, I was trying to get his kind of his own face. So I got this. So I did this, and this is why it's going to be this particular picture is going to be a bit PG-13. I think I will put Smee in here as well, just for the sake of it. But you get who it is. You get who it is. Big chins are hot. I don't really have a big chin. I have a giant double chin, but thankfully the beard is being very kind to me. So yeah. So you've guessed who it is, right? Could you just please tell me that you've guessed who it is? No, I'll do it for you. All you've got to do is basically say, so, oh my god, that looks exactly like blank. You know, you basically fill in the blank. If you did that, then I'll be happy. Oh, fuck. A big stretch. And a big headache. Yay. I've got replacement nibs for this new pen, but at the same time, I don't actually know how to take them off. There's no booklet that came with this. So do I just pinch them? Do I just pinch it? It won't come out unless I use a tool. I don't want to do that. He looks like Bluto, the original one, but I don't have the have your critical eye. I'm a musician. I get it. Well, it's Disney Dads. Bluto isn't, you know, Pluto. Popeye isn't. I've got a speech impediment. I don't know how much you know about me, Dark Elf. Yeah, I've got a speech impediment, which means that I have to formulate sentences in my head before I actually say them and stuff. And sometimes I get words mixed up and have a stutter, and it's stupid. Anyway, yeah, but for some reason, all my brain kept putting in the word Bluto instead of Popeye, unless I really concentrate hard on switching them. Anyway, Popeye isn't owned by Disney, and these are the Disney dads, so, you know. So it can't be Bluto. It's definitely from Peter Pan. You did say it before. I don't hear your speech impediment. It's okay. I've had it for all my life. Well, since I was 4. So, yeah. But I believe you. What? Wendy's dad. Yep, it's Wendy's dad. Or George. Is it George Darling? George Darling. There's his name written down somewhere. Yeah, George Darling. Oh. Sorry, there's an even better picture that I could have used. Anyway, sounds similar to my brother's dyslexia. I also have dyslexia. So there's those two things. They go super great together. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's George Darling, and yeah, shut up. Not you. So I wanted your guys' opinion. In the picture that I've got that I'm using as a reference, he is in his fancy suit, but he is not got his jacket on, and his collar isn't done up. And for this picture, now, YouTube, don't flip out. I'm not actually going to draw this, but for this picture, I'm going to have Smee, kneeling in front of him, performing a sexual act, essentially, while he's standing up. Do I draw him in his slightly disheveled state that he's in the picture, the reference picture, or do I draw him in his full suit, his fancy pants suit? I'm also going to draw him with only 3 fingers because that's what I do. I draw cartoons. I don't draw whatever that is with the 4-fingered freaks. So, yeah. Does anybody have an opinion? I think it's just you, Elf, and me at the moment. But do you have an opinion? Do you mind which way it is? There's a big delay. I think something open with belly showing. The problem is that you never see his belly. And to be honest, I kind of like the kind of like slightly drawn in stomach, that the shape that the suit creates and stuff. I'm sure he's just a fat guy, but you know, the way that he's suited up and everything, kind of like it does something for him, you know. Like when you wear your safety vest without the shirt underneath. Well, the thing is that, like I said, it does something for him. I think it would look a little bit odd if I didn't do him with at least the bow tie and his vest, his fancy pants vest. You know? What's that called? The thing that they put on, you know, when you wear a shirt and a super fancy occasion, you wear a shirt and you wear a waistcoat that is a, what do they call it? A bow waistcoat. You know, it shows off the chest a lot more, and you put another piece of material just here that goes all the way down to hide your buttons on your shirt. What's that called? Because he's also wearing one of those. So even if he wasn't wearing a shirt, he'd still have that thing on, you know? But yeah, you know? Yeah, that's a very hot look. What do you mean the safety vest thing? They call it a high vis. Yeah, like I said, I'm not doing that. It's either with the jacket and hat or without the jacket and hat. Although I might just draw the hat anyway, because drawing his hair is a pain in the butt. like I said, his whole outfit, it does something. I can't really imagine him out of this outfit. I can imagine it slightly disheveled and off. I can imagine basically the coat and stuff being off, but I can't actually imagine him being full bare chested. It's like a bib, but it's kind of a bib. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I can't think of the word that it's actually called. It's like the epaulets. So I was like, what the hell are they called? They are epaulets, I think. But yeah, fancy clothing has just got so much weird names around it, you know. This is right in the middle of the picture. I might have to zoom out of this to draw the rest of it. Like how much more lower is the picture? Yeah. I just put it near the top. Whoa, that's a bit too near the top. If I'm ever going to put a hat there, if I'm going to put a hat there, then yeah, that's a bit too close to the top. So I was just moving it. So basically, you're going for less clothing. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. He does have a very nice figure. So I just noticed that there's at least one picture of him not wearing, where basically his vest is undone. Hmm. I'm going to actually save this image and use this as reference for later. I'm also like partial clothing. I like to wear flannel unbuttoned when I'm at a bear bar. Encourages belly rubs. I agree. Like, yeah, but I basically just wear like practical clothing, you know. I always have like a flannel overshirt anyway. And I don't have that buttoned up, but I always have like a t-shirt underneath it. Because things get cold. So I saved the picture just in case I need it for later. I'm trying to think of a way. Oh my god, I've still got the other picture on my canvas sheet. That's so random. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to show you guys without like yeah. Do you currently live in the UK? I do. Why? Why? Oh my god, I've actually got a bit of the never. I've got a bit of the I've actually got a bit of the Neverland music, the Peter Pan soundtrack stuck in my head. So yeah, I live in Anaheim, California, 10 miles from Disneyland. Cool. Zainab says, "Hello, Tubbs. Have you considered the things I've sent you on Discord? What have you sent me on Discord? You basically just told me stuff. Did you send me anything? Because if you did, I do not remember getting anything." It kind of went. Do you remember Elf? Do you remember the whatever it is, the bib thing? It kind of went up onto his face. It kind of bent upwards for some reason. If I did that, you could see a bit of his tummy. But the thing is that I'm not entirely sure how that would look. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Back, I love how I literally said I always stick around and then left. I know you did. It was a stiff garment or starched. Yeah, though, because the kids were using it as a treasure map or something. So I'm just trying to figure out how far down this should go. Because this is his vest. Comes out a little bit more than that. Ugh. These are looking so good. Well, this is just a sketch. Do you know who it is? It's like meeting up in Cambridge, then paying you to suck off your. Wow, dude. You have no fear about being completely open in public about this stuff. It could happen. I would like to meet you first to basically to get a hold of like how we get on and stuff before any of that stuff happens. Because if we don't get on, then it's just not going to work out, is it? Plus, I've been very depressed recently, and I kind of just have not been in the mood for random bullshit. So Itchy, you don't know where this is. You don't know where this guy is from. I will say that he is a true Disney dad. He's a true Disney dad. I don't know if that will translate that fact. I'm doing the outline for a piece of clothing, and I'm like, I don't know if I actually know where this is going on the actual thing. Yeah, I think I screwed up a little bit. Because it's supposed to be a thing, like here. As long as I don't screw up a lot. Should be okay. What's this dude funny? He looks is he Peter Pan Dad? Did you just scroll up in the chat? Did you scroll up in the chat and find that? Itchy, don't lie to me. Did you do that? Is that how you figured this out? Because you're the fastest person to figure this out so far. I'm suspicious. No. Yeah, that's what he did. He looked it up in the chat. You can't just cheat like that, dude. Let's pay the penalty. Of belly rubs and ice cream and food. Yeah, this is too much out of the frame. Let me just move this again. Problem is, I think I might have to rescale it because I've done it a bit too big. On the page. Oh, we don't have to worry about a hat anymore. So I'm not going to. Bert's head in sand. Barry's head in sand. I was thinking he was from Pocahontas. No, I don't know if I should do Pocahontas. Oh shit, I'm not on the drawing thing tool. God damn it. There we go. Yeah, I don't know anybody from Pocahontas that is I would call a Disney dad. Right, now his hand kind of balls up. It's supposed to be about here, but I've moved it slightly over here from the original picture. What is this line doing? This line seems a bit pointless. It's just going to mess me up. This one too. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who I would do from Pocahontas. So yeah, I'm going to draw his actual 3-fingered hands, not 4 fingers, like it's actually here. He's going to be putting them on something. Like a fireplace, maybe? I don't know. I was just going to do it as like a chest of drawers or something. So I don't have to do his freakishly long fingers. I'm going to have to draw the freakishly long fingers. Yeah, famously, I don't know what it is about Disney characters. That's way too long compared to that finger. That finger's looking tiny. That's how long this finger should be. I don't draw hands very well, and I've got no reference. I'm flying without reference here, guys. That's not where the thigh is going. This is just where the sleeve kind of ends. This is kind of the surface. Yeah, I put the hand a bit too far down. Fuck. I like the way the fingers are, but I don't like the way that they are too far down. So that looks a bit better. I didn't do anything. So yeah, that's where the line is going to be. It's going to be like up against the dresser. Now I want to do. Sadly, that's where this picture ends. You don't really see much below there, so that's okay. So I want to do the other side real quick, and then we would. Then I'm finishing. Oops, I'm finishing this sketch, I think. Now he's a beefy boy. He's quite a beefy, chunky guy. So from the reference, he's kind of puffed out his chest a little bit. I haven't actually got the reference picture. There we go. So here we go. We're going to actually test out a couple of things here because I know I'm not going to put his collar is basically off, but on the reference picture, it's got its collar is popped, like it's not on here anymore. Yeah. So here we're going to actually try some stuff out in a second. But see, he's quite a chunky guy. It's really hard to make horizontal lines. Is anyone watching? Oh, here we go. You're still on Tubbs. I'm back at a phone call. I did wonder where everybody went, because literally it was just me and Dark Elf just here. And we're going to have this arm. Yeah, we're going to experiment with a couple of things. Again, YouTube, I am not going to actually draw it on stream, but I'm going to need to do something in a second. Basically, there's a thing that I'm going to have to draw off camera, and I'm not going to be able to do anything else with this picture, apart from doing this much of the sketch. So you guys are going to have to just use your imaginations until I release the sketch, or in Jeffrey's case, until I send it to him. But yeah, this hand is doing something. Oh, okay. That's also just off camera. Yeah, Dark Elf wanted me to do something with this, and with his clothing. Basically, that's all I can show without getting too graphic as to exactly what he's doing. But yeah. Can I stream nudity drawings on Twitch? I don't think you can. But that's the essence of the sketch anyway. It's quite a big one. It's kind of right here. I was gonna do a bit more detail on the dresser that was here. Let me just do that real quick. Literally, that's all the detail I'm going to do on the dresser that is here. I'm not going to make this overly complicated. So it revolves all around lots of horizontal lines. And there's striped wallpaper on the reference picture, but that's a kid's room, so yeah. I've got the reference anyway for when I do the colouring of this, but again, it's probably going to be done off screen because of the essence of what this hand is doing and what the implication is to whatever is in this bit of the picture. It's Disney Dads. It's the Disney Dads series. What do you expect? So yeah, I was going to try something with his whatever the bib thing is that they wear, you know, when they wear suits. for super fancy stuff, but I don't understand. I don't know what it's called, you know. And I was going to boot up so that basically you could see some of his belly and his chest, like Elf wanted. But essentially, like I said, I don't really know how that would work, and you know, you never see his belly and chest in the actual thing, so. Plus, I think that with the amount of detail that I've got here, I don't really want to mess it up by accidentally drawing crap. You know, accidentally, like, I don't know how it would look. I don't think it would look good because it would cover the majority of his face. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to look for any more details that I'm missing. I'm actually missing the individual teeth that are actually drawn. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Itchy says that you like my drawing pad because it gives me so much more detail. The thing is that when I doodle stuff, when I actually, you know, do stuff in analog, there's as much detail as you're seeing. It's just that you're seeing this is the sketch. This isn't the final product. You have to realize that. Get rid of as many lines that I can for when I actually do the final thing. So I don't get confused by extra lines. But yeah, essentially, I'm going to leave the stream, do the final extra bits of sketchiness. Wait a minute, how detailed are his hands? Oh my god, you actually see the nails and everything. Okay. Well, I'm just going to do that and then leave my inking to do the rest. I will do the vague outline. Again, YouTube, don't freak. How big is Smee's head anyway? I think it's quite large. And you're not going to get to see much anyway because Smee's got a... Does Smee have a beard or a mustache? I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to fill out the rest of that detail later. So yeah, don't freak, YouTube. Stop it. So I can feel YouTube's algorithm being like, I don't know what to do. Adult content, you know. Yeah. Maybe Itchy. Maybe it could happen. You don't know. You like Smee? He's such a bottom. The animated one especially is such a bottom in my opinion. So yeah. So there's that picture. That's the last Disney Dad, and this is going to be the new Disney Dad. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do this. I am planning on actually taking the computer with me, as well as the external hard drive and the pad. So I will have something to do when I can't sleep. So that'll be nice. Don't know how much of this I can actually show anybody while I'm there, though. I don't know how much free time I'm going to have anyway because of all the wrapping and stuff. You know. But yeah, this has been fun. I'm hungry-ish. I'm not really full-on hungry. I'm just hungry-ish. So I'll go eat something. You're jealous of his height? Who's me? Me? Jealous of my height? Come to think of it, all of the Disney dads that I've done that have been my personal favourites, like the Sultan, this particular king, have all been very short and Santery. But like I said, Smee's just been very. I don't know. There's just that, I've never found Smee to be that attractive. I don't know. Can you do burps later, Tubbs? No, no. Normally I would, but essentially I'm not in the mood. I'm sorry. I seriously love him, Tubbs. The king. Well, I'll send that to you as soon as I finished putting the details on the other one. I honestly didn't know that this was open. I opened up a new canvas, and when I did this one, and it just stayed here. So that's quite funny. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna go eat something and take some aspirin. But I will be back. Don't know when I'll be back, but I will be back. Oh, Itchy's gonna be right back too, but oh dear. I know. What will I have to eat? I don't know. I think I'm gonna have tuna salad because I've got some salad that desperately needs eating before it turns brown in the fridge. And yeah, I was gonna have noodles, but I've got an incredibly salty taste in my mouth still. Anyway. Itchy, are you back? Because I'm gonna go. Also, I need to pee. Right. Before I go, let me just show you the let me just show you something real quick. That guy. That's the reference picture that I have. basically. So yeah, I might as well just like got this image and put it on here and then did a tracing of it, because that's what it ended up being. I didn't intend it to be like that. I was going to have him do kind of like a come here gesture, kind of in his full fancy suit, because he does have a few bits in his full fancy suit. I've got that picture saved, by the way, so I can use the color reference later. But like I did like this one as well. Oh, that's as big as that picture's going to be. That's so shitty. I did like his expression on this one as well, but so there's plenty of facial expressions. You can see a little bit of a funny expression here. It's also kind of funny. Yeah, slightly fancy. See? That's a good one. Oh, that's the one I used. But yeah, this thing. This thing. What even is that? That's a terrible picture. But yeah, he's got some really good. He's got that very good daddy brow expression. That's why he's in the Disney Dads collection that I'm doing. So yeah, I do like that picture as well. But I like that picture. He was going to be in his whole get up and doing that, but yeah. Anyway, where's my Google thing? Here it is. How do you spell me? Me. Oh, I haven't got the keyboard plugged in. It's me. Because I'm going to have to get a picture for him to do reference. Oh, fuck off. Is it just me? I was hoping it would basically be up. Yeah. See what I mean? He's not really bare material. Somebody was asking if he would be bare material. And essentially, he's just not bare material to me. He's too much of a bottom. He hasn't got that daddy bareness material. Who is doing this? Who is this? Whose arm is that? Anyway. Yeah, plus he's a bit too cutesy. I like, if I'm going to go for a Smee, I'm going to go for Hook's Smee. That's a really bad. That's somebody took a picture of their TV. That's what that is. That's not me. I mean, that's somebody else, but that's not me, and that's not that. Yeah. Anyway, why is that still coming up for Hook? I don't get it. Yeah, Bob Hoskins as Smee was super awesome. But then, yeah, I always like Bob Hoskins in stuff that he's in when he's got a beard. He always looks nice. He always looked nice with a beard. Anyway, Bink. He's really hot. Who's really hot? Yes, me and Hook is adorable. Well, it's yeah. Again, I've got to remember there's a series where Bob Hoskins is in, and he's basically a Santa bear, but he's supposed to be this turn of the century explorer guy, and it's like Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's like a mini series. It was like a TV series, and him in that. There's a lot of really nice scenes. It might be because he's slightly Santa bearish, in my opinion, but yeah. Anyway, right, guys, I am gonna go. I forgot to put the pen with the pad. There we go. I'm gonna go and save all that stuff because I've disconnected the pad now. Go have my foods, and yeah. I do not know when I'll be streaming again because I'm going to be at my mother-in-law's now. So it's really warm in here. My heating's on full blast. So yeah, have a good Christmas. I will try to do some streaming at some stage over Christmas. So check out LiveTUBBSart for that. But until then, I'm going to try not to fall on my ass. I keep stretching. Belly rubs. Belly salute. Merry Christmas and all that good stuff.